Well, so let's talk a little bit about where you are right now and in the NBA bubble.
We are in the NBA bubble. Yes, the NBA put together a pretty interesting facility, if you will, that allows us to all come together and the idea was to be able to start the NBA season and keep everybody safe, obviously. So we're at Walt Disney World, and there at the very beginning there were three centers, if you will, of places where people stayed, different hotels and properties that we're able to use. We're at the Coronado Resort. So there's a lake right behind where my hotel room is. So
Nice.
and then we have facilities where we're in a bubble, but we do travel off campus. So they've set it up so there's a moving bubble. So wherever we go, they keep everybody separate from us. We had three facilities to go practice and play. Now now that we're in the conference finals and down to the NBA finals, we're in one facility. So it was really a spectacular project that the NBA put together. They did a really fantastic job of putting together something where everybody could come live, work, and try to compete for something that's really special. You know?
It was quite an amazing effort, I must say, to make sports work in the middle of a pandemic and just looking at some of the videos on what goes on in the bubble. Quite amazing the amount of facilities that they put in and the security and the medical and the safety and all that.
Yeah, we get tested every day, and there's security everywhere we go. Even when we go to the golf course, there's NBA security that drives the guys out to the driving range of the first tee, and just to make sure that there's no overlap and contact with the public. And so it's fascinating, all the work and the people that are working with the NBA to make that happen. So it really is great. Yeah.
How are things on during the game? Because we watch it on TV, and obviously there's no fans, and we see some virtual fans in the background, and sometimes there's the crowd noise, and we understand it's simulated. How do the games feel right there in the bubble?
Obviously, it took some getting used to, JR. I think when we first got here, one of the thoughts was that we're going to have to provide our own momentum, our own enthusiasm, our own background noise, our own fans, and that kind of thing. Oddly, anytime you do something over and over and over, it becomes normalized. So, the games we come to the games, we know the televisions are on like always. We go into the locker rooms. It's slightly different there. As we literally go to the games, warm up, meet, play the game, and leave. So there's normally in your own arena, you have meals and showers and workouts and weights and all that kind of stuff. We have a small weight room that we do activations to get ready for the games, and we get a small lift and that kind of thing. But it's kind of, it's gotten normal. There's ball boys and people that help us on the court. They have the scores table behind plexiglass, so there's there's not any contact there, and then the cameras and everybody else they're moved away. But it's a really interesting production that for us now. So tonight we play game 3, and it's our home game. So the background noise that is brought in will be from our side. So they try to make it so you can kind of create some momentum, So if we're making a run in Boston, then the Boston fans will be quieter, and then if they start making a pushback, the fans start to come alive. So they're trying to make it as realistic as possible. We see the virtual fan board behind us, so it really is pretty neat. So it's fascinating. It's you miss the fans, you miss the energy of the building, but listen, what we're playing for is a big deal if you're a basketball player and coach, and it's a real challenge to try and come win this particular title, and here we are trying our best. Yeah.
It must be, and we've been reading about how players are, some of them are not coping that well with the isolation, and there was Paul George coming out to say that he's not able to handle some of the mental pressures of being away from family. How are Miami Heat players coping during this time?
Well, our guys are. But to a man, everybody wants to be here. Everybody wants to go after something that has its own unique challenges besides playing against the other teams. And when you're talking about being here in the bubble, I think the first thing that you have to do is beat the bubble. You have to be connected with your teammates, and our team is really close anyway. Our staff we're all really close friends, and our families, everybody's family intermingles. So we turn to each other, and our guys are handling it really well. I think you've probably seen there's been some fun little ancillary things that have taken place. We've been on the golf course together. We've been out fishing. Jimmy Butler started a coffee business in his room called Big Face Coffee. And Brandon, who was in Singapore, he started Little Face Coffee. So they have this, and they're only about 4 or 5 doors apart in our hallway. So, but the team did a great job. When you go in, everybody has their own team room. And our team room, we made it look like something like a special place to be. When you come into our team room, there are pictures of all of us in games and everybody's families and things that we're trying to achieve, and great moments of the season. And everybody, it was interesting at the very beginning, our room was built like that, and the other teams would walk by and stop and look in the door and go, wow, look what those guys did. And then other teams started to try to do some similar things in their own rooms. So we thought about it really thoroughly, and for our guys, yes, the bubble is a challenge, but our guys are rising to that challenge for sure.
Well, it's certainly paying off, all the effort to make the players feel comfortable, and we're seeing some of the results on the court as well. And so first of all, congratulations on a great playoff run, and winning the first 2 games against the Boston Celtics. Can you share, has this been a surprise for you, or have you guys been expecting to be doing this well anyway?
Well, I think everybody on the outside is surprised. Sometimes when you have something special going on with a team, the only people that know are the team. And we knew that there was something special going on, just because of the level of commitment and the singular thought of what direction we're all going. We're all trying, we're all competing for the same purpose, which is a challenge in the NBA, because you have people in contract years and you have people in different roles, and we're in the middle of the season and our team was this way, and then we shut down for 4 months and our team is completely different. So you could have some real issues in terms of personalities accepting things, but our guys have been very singular, and that we're trying to win and trying to do something special. So here we are in the Eastern Conference Finals, which I'm sure nobody on the outside expected us to be in. We believed that we could be here, and we're trying to prove it each day. We got to play our first round series. It was a 4-5 matchup, and a very, very good team in the Pacers, got by them. And then we played the Milwaukee Bucks, who was the best team in basketball with arguably the best player in basketball. But we believed, because we've had some success against them and we match up well, and we were able to get past the Bucks. And here we are with the Celtics, who pretty much no prognosticators picked us to get by, and we've got to figure out a way to get the 3rd win today. So that's where we are, and we really do approach it like that. It's there's only one thing going on. Everybody talks about the other things. We have one game. today.
Mm.